Very simple Nigun. Just sing with me. Ya ra ra ya 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 ra ya ya ha ra ra ya 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 ha ra ya ya ha ra ra ya ya ha ya ra ya ha ra ra ya Boker Tov, good morning, and wherever you are, maybe it's the afternoon where you are, this Facebook thing is so funny because in many ways I discovered that the majority of the people watch these videos at different times of the day. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time is for you. So in the Jewish tradition, in the cycle of the reading of our sacred text, the Torah, we are in the second parsha, in the second section, and it's the story of Noach, the story of the flood, which is a story that everybody knows about God regretting creating the world. The flood comes, Noah is chosen to create a new civilization, and the ark is built, the animals, the family, and a new beginning. That's literally making a long story short. And I see in the story of Noah the story of hope. And the theme for today that I felt that is needed here in America, and I believe in wherever we are in the world, is how do we cultivate hope? So in many ways, hope is the faith, is the unwavering faith that things are going to be okay. Something that we practice in meditation is when you have a thought, realize that it's just a thought, and we just let them pass. We let them pass like clouds. We notice, we pay attention, and we let them pass. That's basically one of the major secrets of meditation. And we go back to the breathing, we go back to whatever our trusted anchor is, where we pay attention. And in this way, we are not attached to those thoughts. And thoughts create our reality. And when we are connected to negative thoughts, to negative predictions, to despair, that's exactly what is created. We create a reality that is in our head. And in many ways, we have self-fulfilling prophecies. So the idea is to move, to shift the mind from the negative predictions, from the addiction to drama, to hopeful thoughts, and to generate a different reality. And that sounds simple, but it's not simple at all, because many times we are surrounded by very difficult circumstances that are not in our mind only, but it's out there. So this is how it relates to the Parsha of Noah, to the section of the Torah of the Noah's Ark. And the meditation today, based on thoughts about this Parsha, is using I believe, three movements that there are in this section of our sacred text. One is there is a Mabul, there is a flood. There is actually a flood. There is water and people drowning. There is a tragedy. There is a massive trauma. So sometimes there is massive trauma that happens in the world. Sometimes the trauma is in our family. Sometimes the trauma is on our jobs. The trauma is illnesses. So there are floods out there. And there are floods in here, but there are floods. So first movement is the flood, recognizing the flood. The second movement that I would like to invite us to go to immediately in a practice is it's the invitation from God, Bo el Ateva. Come to the ark. How do we visualize in a moment of despair, where's the ark? Where is the life vest that is going to help us to stay afloat? And the idea from this sacred myth is that there is always a life vest. And the third element to cultivate hope is to be able to visualize the rainbow, the Keshet. Remember, there is a rainbow at the end of the story, and the rainbow is the new beginning, the Reshit Bet, Bereshit, the second beginning, which is another possibility of restart, resetting. So let's dwell into this invitation of Parashat Noach to cultivate hope. So I invite you to sit in a position that conveys wakefulness. So with a straight back, shoulders and arms relaxed, or eyes closed. and with a commitment to stay present for the duration of this meditation. We are committed to be here, to be connected. And we are going to use our breathing, Neshima, Neshamas, our trusted anchor, the place where we come back again and again when we get distracted. Remember, that's what the mind does. Thoughts get triggered. Those thoughts trigger emotions. Those emotions trigger more thoughts. Those thoughts more emotions, and we are engaged in a drama in our head that could last forever, although maybe could be a minute. So we pay attention so we don't engage. So we use our breathing as a trusted anchor, and we get distracted, we just notice, and we come back again and again to our breath. If there are thoughts that arise, just notice if there is a pattern to those thoughts. And just say, okay, here you are again. It's just a thought. And you come back to the breathing. Pay attention if there is a thought that gets you stuck in some story, or some attitude of the soul. The hero's story or the victim story, the savior story, whatever that is. Those thoughts are an opportunity to see where we are stuck. We don't judge them. We look at them with curiosity and compassion. And we come back to our breath. Now let's go to the first step. I invite you to bring to your attention anything in your personal life that you can declare a flood. Something that drowns you. Could be in your personal life regarding relationships, your job, or even pattern of thoughts that keeps you down, brings you down. anything that is drowning you in your personal life. Just pay attention, whatever comes up. Don't judge it. And if nothing comes up, say thank you. Anything that suffocates you, that doesn't let you breathe, set yourself free to unleash your true potential. To give the gifts that you came to this earth to offer. Some toxicity, just pay attention to whatever comes up. Don't judge it. And don't generate a story around it. Whatever comes up, comes up. Say thank you to those thoughts for showing up. I invite you to now to look for the same but outside in the world. Something from the present reality that you feel that is drowning you, suffocating you, that generates despair or fear. Something that is out there in the world. Whatever comes up, just notice and do not engage. The second step, the ark, the life vest, the rescue medicine. Go back to the situation that you thought in your personal life that is drowning you, suffocating you. And see where the ark is. There is always an ark and a life vest. On a friend, on a book, on music, an activity, something. There is something that in the middle of the mud shows a rock where to stand firm. Just look. Just look for that piece of dry land or life vest that is floating for you. Maybe it's that person that you didn't pay attention so far, but it's there waiting. Maybe somebody who's offering to help, but you're not listening. Sometimes a very, very small rock in the middle of so much mud, but still is firm. And when you grab to that rock or to that life vest, we can take a deep breath and recover energy. Look at the ark, the rock, the life vest that you have in your life. And those are personal arcs, personal life vests, personal rocks very close to you. So close that we don't see them. Just pay attention. Whatever comes up as your arc. Do the same for the situation out there that you feel is drowning you, that is suffocating you. Look for an arc where there are other people who feel like that and are willing to do something about it. Visualize that. This collective arc with the possibility of no beginnings, with the promise of no beginnings. Look who is in that arc. Look how happy the people and the animals are to be with each other in the middle of so much water. Stage number 3. We look at the Keshet, at this beautiful, colorful rainbow, magnificent rainbow. The colors are breathtaking and shining. So visualize what are the steps for you to take. Reimagine, imagine to go towards the rainbow. Visualize your personal life, both in the world of work, relationships, and outside. Visualize yourself, you as part of that world. How do you look when you're bathed by the rainbow, by a new beginning, with no potentiality? Visualize yourself there, full of power, of possibility, of contribution. And now go back to the ark and you look at the rainbow, you look at yourself looking at the rainbow, and there is a line full of markers and steps. And you promise yourself to take one step at a time. To have the North Star of the desired arrival place, but as a desire. The hero's journey is to take just the first step, and then the second, and then the third. The rainbow is conquered one step at a time. There is no drive-through. There is no express line. Visualize yourself taking the first step and standing away from the ark, grounded, safe. Visualize how you feel. Visualize yourself taking the next step and the movement between the first step and the second step. How small and how huge it is. The courage to move the leg and to say, I am going. And there you are. And you are in the journey. Towards the recreation. And thoughts and negative thoughts and the floods are going to come back, because they always do. And you just say to yourself, it's just a thought. No more than a thought that is generating a feeling that generates another thought. And that chain keeps me grounded, keeps me attached to a place that I don't want to be. Ultimately, it drowns me. So when we say it's just a thought, we take away its power. It's just a thought. And we could replace those thoughts by positive thoughts, by rainbow thoughts, by visualizing ourselves taking the first step and the second step. So stay there. And the second step, looking at the ark behind you, the rainbow in front of you, and you walking very slowly. So good morning, those of you here in the East Coast. I see people who are in Israel, in Europe. So good afternoon for you. And for those of you who are going to watch, whatever your time is, hello, whatever your time is. Let's remember that hope can be cultivated. That hope is a condition of the soul. It's a dimension where we can choose to go also. And although at the beginning it could sound a little bit unnatural, we can train our mind to go there. And that's what really mindfulness is all about. To train the mind and to gear the mind towards healthy and positive thoughts. So have a beautiful day. Next week I will be in France, but still hoping to do the meditation. That case will be from Provence. Okay, much love to everybody.